Unverified reports out of a Telegram livestream promotion claim Iran has struck two vessels in the Strait of Hormuz, one of the world's most critical oil choke points, while a large-scale Russian attack on Kyiv is reportedly still unfolding. The most significant claim in today's digest comes from a single, low-credibility source, a Telegram channel identified as the Islander News, which promoted a live stream asserting that Iran struck two vessels in the Strait of Hormuz. This claim is currently unverified. No primary documentation, no mainstream wire service, and no official government statement has corroborated it as of this recording. The same post references an ongoing large-scale Russian attack on Kyiv that is, quote, still spreading an impact across the country. Both claims were made in the context of a live stream advertisement featuring commentary from a former Central Intelligence Agency analyst. We are flagging this strictly as an unconfirmed single-source report. Audiences should monitor Reuters, Associated Press, and official maritime authorities for any corroboration before treating either claim as established fact. On the trade front, Sputnik Africa reports that Zimbabwe has exported its inaugural blueberry shipment to China, following a 2025 market access agreement that grants zero-tariff entry. According to Zimbabwe's Horticultural Development Council, the country is Africa's third-largest blueberry producer, and China's consumer market represents significant scale-up potential. This is a routine trade milestone. 53 African nations already hold zero-tariff access to Chinese markets under existing policy frameworks. The strategic significance here is limited in the short term, though it reflects the gradual deepening of China-Africa agricultural trade relationships. A Geopolitics Telegram channel identified as GeoSite reports that Indonesian President Prabowo Subianto made informal public remarks claiming, quote, "I have Indian DNA," and noting that most of his ministers sing Indian songs. The remarks appear anecdotal and symbolic rather than policy-driven. No concrete diplomatic initiative or bilateral agreement is attached to these comments. Open-source analysts would characterize this as a minor soft power signal, potentially relevant to Indonesia-India cultural diplomacy, but carrying no material change to either country's strategic posture at this time. A Telegram channel called Combat Footage UA has posted a crowdfunding appeal on behalf of Ukraine's 110th Brigade Unmanned Systems Battalion, seeking approximately $970 for a laptop intended for drone operators. This is consistent with a well-documented pattern of Ukrainian frontline units relying on civilian crowdfunding to supplement military equipment supplies. There is no new tactical or strategic intelligence in this item, but it does serve as a recurring indicator of resource constraints faced at the unit level within the Ukrainian armed forces. Strategic assessment. First, the economic picture. The most consequential economic signal in today's digest, if eventually confirmed, would be Iranian interdiction of commercial vessels in the Strait of Hormuz. Roughly 1/5 of global seaborne oil passes through that choke point. Even unconfirmed reports of this nature historically produce short-term crude price spikes and insurance premium surges for tanker operators in the Persian Gulf. The Zimbabwe-China blueberry deal reflects Beijing's continued effort to lock in African agricultural supply chains under preferential terms, a low-drama but persistent economic strategy. On political stability, the Islamic Republic of Iran conducting direct strikes on commercial shipping would represent a significant escalation of its posture in the Gulf, one that would intensify domestic and international pressure on Gulf Cooperation Council member states to respond. Simultaneously, a sustained large-scale Russian strike on Kyiv, if confirmed, would reinforce pressure on European governments to accelerate military aid commitments ahead of any potential ceasefire negotiations. Both scenarios, if verified, would tighten the political constraints on Western leaders already navigating war fatigue among their electorates, and the wider geopolitical consequences. The Telegram source framing both the Hormuz reports and the Kyiv attack as evidence of rapidly escalating global conflicts aligns with a broader open-source analytical narrative that the two theaters are mutually reinforcing in terms of resource diversion and deterrence credibility. ISW and similar institutes have previously assessed that sustained Russian air campaigns on Ukrainian infrastructure serve both tactical and psychological purposes. In the Gulf, Any confirmed Iranian maritime action would demand immediate responses from the United States Fifth Fleet and potentially trigger Article 5 adjacent consultations among NATO allies with regional commitments. In the next 7 to 14 days, watch for corroboration of the Hormuz incident from maritime tracking services such as Lloyd's List or the United Kingdom Maritime Trade Operations, and monitor official Ukrainian air defense statements on the Kyiv strike. The Hormuz report remains unverified and demands corroboration before drawing firm conclusions. Stay with this channel for sourced updates as the picture develops, and if this kind of calm, evidence-based analysis is useful to you, consider subscribing so you never miss a brief. This brief is based on publicly available open-source information and is for educational and analytical purposes only.